Okay folks, it's a bright sunny day. Was feeling very cold this morning. I think it dipped to 7 degrees here in Camaray or Neutral Bay, which is where I pretty well live. Yeah, I live in Camaray. Neutral Bay is just a short walk away. So I'm gonna just get this shit on the way. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here, I think it's a ice cream wrapper. It looks like it says Baskin Robinson, BR for short, Baskin Robinson, which is like a really nice ice cream. Just wondering how I'm going to make this sit. So Baskin Robinson. Yep, ice cream. I don't eat much ice cream. I have a treat once every 2 weeks, but I gain weight too easily, so I don't typically eat much ice cream. I think I'm going to have to move it away from the edge because I'm going to have to make a master copy out of this. So I'm just going to move it away just a fraction. Yeah, I really hate winter time. It gets really cold and it's expensive for the electricity bill because you've got to heat your place. And most of my life I've avoided using heating, but it's just too much for me now. I just really can't tolerate the crispness of it all, the feeling of this depressive feeling of coldness in my ankles and my feet and my legs. I get very, very sensitive, folks. And that's come up looking really quite nice. I'm going to move it back a bit and maybe we're going to enlarge this off. Yeah, ideally I'd like to have solar panels and a battery, and I'd like to have an aircon and a reverse cycle aircon, preferably ducted so that every room gets the heat or the coolness in summer or the coolness. And I'm really like, I can't afford any of that shit. You know, running a fan heater is a lot more expensive than running an aircon, but of course being a low life person on a disability support pension, I can't afford to get my own aircon, and I don't live in a place where I can get it done because I live in social housing, which means I don't own the place, and therefore I can't get these upgrades done, or it's not worth it because, hey, if I leave this place I'll have to leave what I've got installed. But I don't know if you're allowed to actually have it retrofitted to your, if you're a social housing client. It's one of the horrible things that came about in my youth is that I'm missing a lost partner, folks. His name is Luigi, and I really want to get in touch with him. I'm trying to get my creative work of a photocopier on the 6 o'clock news, which has proven more difficult than I imagined. And I started I've been working on this campaign now for more than 10 years. It's been a long time since I started, and it's really quite daunting trying to get the TV channels to play my material instead of just ignoring it. And I know I can make it big. I know as a photocopier artist I'm one of the best. So sorry if I sound like I'm blowing my trumpet. I really want to be positive about it, try and think positive and say that I am a great photocopier artist. Don't put myself down, because I've been spending most of my life putting myself down, and this is part of the reason why I find myself here, not loving myself, not caring about myself enough. The hatred of myself has been so extreme for many years, for decades. It's very hard to love yourself. I found it very difficult loving myself, but I have to learn, because no one else will. No one else is going to love me for myself. I have to love myself. I have to fucking allow myself that even if I make mistakes, not to hate myself or hate upon myself for it. And I made lots of mistakes in my youth, and I'm really regretful. And I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news, and I know I'm not famous, I know I'm not rich, I know I'm not established as an artist. I don't have even a curriculum vitae or CV to demonstrate what I've done in the art world. I got none of that, folks. I might as well be just a greenhorn when it comes to things like art exhibitions and shit. So I don't have any prestige or anything. I'm just a fucking plain wrapped piece of shit, but I got to stop calling myself a piece of shit, because really it's those fucking elite people will probably feed off it if I do. They'd probably love to hear me tear myself to pieces once again. These money fucked idiots. The news channels don't seem to care, but I'm going to keep pounding at Channel 9, give Channel 9 a constant barrage of material. Well, not constant exactly, because I can't I have to build up a collection of material, and then I have to deliver it, or not deliver it, I have to send it via the mail. So because I'm going to be posting it to them, and I have posted stuff to Channel 9, and I also dropped some stuff off as well. They're just down the road from where I live. They're not far away. I could walk there if I wanted to. They're in North Sydney, folks, to be precise. They're in North Sydney. This has come up looking quite interesting. I do think a negative image would have looked better than this boring positive, but this positive may not be so bad. May look good once I put it all together. But yeah, I really wish that I could have aircon and solar panels, so I could save power and money and not have to feel cold. Because I can only heat one room at a time. I can only heat the lounge room. I'd have to put another heater in the bedroom. That could be dangerous, leaving it unattended for a long time or at all. So I have to keep closing the door to my lounge room and my bedroom to keep the heat in. And when I go to bed, I go to bed in a cold bedroom, which is really unpleasant, going to bed in a cold bedroom. Sometimes I feel it's much nicer to be sitting up late at night pulling an all-nighter, and at least I've got the heater running and I can feel warm and I can fall asleep at the table. Whereas if I have to come to the bedroom, it feels really awful. Chilly and icy, very hard to get to sleep, very hard to warm up. It takes a while to warm up. And next year. But anyway, that's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.